The BTD Tailgate Show, Week 6, the NFL. We are live streaming right now on YouTube. At least we hope. We think we are. Oh, Arizona. We got the games on in the background. No audio. The Arizona Cardinals just took the lead on the Colts. Steelers and Browns slugging each other out. Patriots starting to pull away a little bit. What a job by Mike Vrabel. The guy I wanted in Cincinnati. He probably wouldn't have took the job because, the Browns and Blackburns would have interfered. He probably wouldn't have took the job regardless. As we were talking here, I said I think Franklin might even lose his job at Penn State at the end of the season, and boom, he gone. He gone, Stevie. Uh-oh, look up here. The Rams. Matt Stafford looked like he's on the take early, but that game is turning around. Tyler Higbee with a touchdown. I don't think it's legal, but it'd be cool to sit here and broadcast games the whole day.
Yeah, it would be. I'm sure it's not legal.
I think you can if you don't have the video on. They couldn't see it probably. That'd be awesome. Like I would have so many good comments. So Aaron Andrews interviewed Puka today, and it was like, and then he got hurt. She's a curse. I'm sure he's not the only guy that's been cursed by her. Moving on. Are you excited today? Who Dey Bengals at Green Bay? Joe Flacco under center. Hard to believe.
I'm always ready for Bengals Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever it is. If you call it excited, I wouldn't. It's probably going to be pretty ugly. You just hope that they can get the offensive line playing well, get some push, get the running game going, and just give him a little bit of help to make this a little bit easier on. I mean, there can't be half the offense, 40%. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know, but I just can't see where he can be that prepared on 5 days. I don't care how many years.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. If it is, it means your offense is pretty simple. I guess you could, like you said,
it's concepts, right? Yeah. Like different ways you can do the same concept.
Naming conventions and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't find us live now, but we're just going to go with it. I assume we're live. Are we live? Who knows? We could be live. We might be live.
I had a little thing pop up that said that we're live.
You did? All right. You're used to having a little thing pop up. As we move along, on that note, Packers. So, I'll let you talk about the positives if they win. A lot of teams playing still. It's just hard. Jacksonville's getting their ass handed to them, 20-6 by a Seattle team. Kind of thought Seattle coming off that loss. I know people were talking about the, traveling west to east. So, a lot of teams you need to lose. Baltimore's falling all over themselves. They went for it on, was that 4th down at the end of the first half and, didn't get it. Ran Henry outside. So, the Boo Birds in Baltimore was great to hear.
Love it.
I hate to stomp on someone's grave, but when you're kind of your own grave's getting dug a little bit, it feels better to stomp on, especially their grave. So they lose that one. I mean, what are they, 1-5? You never know, I guess, because the AFC's come back a little bit.
A lot of road dogs are up today. There's a lot of NFC versus AFC, which is great for our Cincinnati Bengals. That Jacksonville, because you got the tiebreaker, because you beat them. If they go down, there's some things going on that, if for somehow, let's be honest, I wouldn't call it a miracle, but it would be like one of the biggest talking points this week would be if Flacco can come in after 5 days and beat Green Bay at Green Bay.
And you're 14-point underdogs, right?
It would be like, whoa. It would be something. To get back to 3-3, and Cleveland's still in this game. They look like crap, but
they're
they're bad. I love that. I love it, but I was telling my wife earlier, I was like, man, I really hate rooting for Cleveland, but you got to.
Well, it's Pittsburgh. It's not that hard to root for a team playing Pittsburgh, but
right.
I feel you though. It's you got a 5-game stretch here that's going to determine essentially what this season is, right? You got, today at Green Bay, then Thursday night at home, and a big game, potentially a big game, versus Pittsburgh. You lose both of them, this season is washed. I don't care how they spin it. You're 2-4, this bad boy's over. So, big stretch here for Zach and crew. I'm just all over the place with it.
Well, if you're 2-4 and you beat Pittsburgh next week, then you're 3-4, and you got the tiebreaker against Pittsburgh.
No, I'm saying if you lose them both, you're done.
Then you'd be 2-5.
You're done.
Yeah, then you're done. Yeah, then you're done.
Richardson Ward was the Colts. So Richardson got hit in the eye with something. He's out. and then Ward got decked by his own teammate warm-ups. Crazy warm-ups. So it's the NFL for you. So game in London's ugly. The NFL right now is a pretty ugly product, but you watch those games in London, that's infinitely worse. Uh, Pittsburgh's punting. They got.
Oh,
Oh, I thought he blocked
me
that. So
too.
9-3, Pittsburgh in the third quarter. Looks like 11 minutes left as we talk live. So they're hanging with them. I mean, their defense probably will keep them in most games, but their offenses.
This Peacher.
Oh, how do you not block it? It's
Mm,
amazing. So
six
yeah,
inches.
you got Jamar Chase.
6 inches is all you needed. Store your life.
Yeah, that's right. Jamar Chase is playing. It looks like everybody seems pretty confident on that one. So
Could it be the Jordan game?
it could be flu game. Wasn't really flu. That's what everybody calls pizza. Uh,
Yeah.
food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
Food poisoning game. There's the Ravens. Todd Monken struggling. They're all struggling. Take that, Harbaugh. Crowd's booing you.
Bah.
I love it. I
Bah.
love it so much. I love it so
Me
much.
too.
So you're at that quandary point. You know, you want the Bengals to win right now, I would think. Some don't. I understand, like, if you're looking at it from the other point of view, because I kind of do at times. Like, right now, if the season ended today, feels like you're talking about that in baseball and you're 20 games in, right? But the Bengals are in the ninth. Right now, they're ninth in terms of draft order. But really, if they lose today, they're at least eighth because the Giants won. And that strength of schedule, all that changes as the year goes on. But the Bengals' strength of schedule right now is 476. So, and the Giants is 564, right? Which means, in theory, the Bengals are a worse team, so they can move up higher. So they'd be eighth right now if all the teams above them lose, and they can't because the Raiders play Tennessee.
I got one word for you. Downs.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't pick him. They're so stupid. But
I don't know. I mean,
he's a beast.
He's a beast, dude.
He is an absolute animal. We'll talk about the Buckeyes a little bit, but you got Vegas playing Tennessee, so you know, worst case if you lose, they're at seventh slot, right? So,
I even hate that you're bringing this.
I do
this
too,
shit
but
up.
I don't want in the middle. I don't want to go 8-9, 7-10. Flacco wins you a couple scrub games. Zach keeps his job. Duke keeps his job. It's all the same. Look what they did. They won a few games, like, you know. And then this time next year, we're right in the same spot again with two buffoons running the franchise and don't know what they're doing. I don't want that.
I'm more against Duke than I am Zach.
I hate both of them. I think they're
I know
both
you do.
awful. I think Duke
I
Tobin's
don't-
historically bad, and I think Zach's not far off from him. I think he's a horrible head coach. I think he's just he's a glorified cheerleader. Ooh, you heard him after that game. You got your ass bleeping kicked. Oh, you know,
But he did. He took all the grunt.
He finally did. Finally.
He said it last week too.
No, he did this week. That's the only time he's said in his whole career. He's usually just a cheerleader. First, he was a cheerleader. I'm proud of my guys, you know.
That's why his guys love him.
Yeah, that's why they don't win. I mean, the bottom line is winning, right? So that's the part of it. You heard, I didn't really watch that. Peter Schrager and some other guys said that Flacco would save his job. You know, I don't. I think it's the right.
It's the right move.
It's the right move if that's your only. If
Yeah.
it's a yes or no, it's the right move. If there are other options, it's probably not a right move, right? So if you're comparing to what else you could have done, I don't think it is.
Could
the
have
right move.
done.
They probably could have,
Like earlier on.
and maybe even now, right?
Yeah. I don't. Wilson and
I wouldn't take
I
Wilson.
wouldn't
I
take
think
Wilson.
Winston would be a better fit.
I don't. Do you really? I don't know.
I do. So Flacco, you know, I think the bottom line is what we say. He's going to be smart enough. Well, we think he is smart enough to get rid of the ball. He's not going to hold the ball all day like Jake did, and he can push the ball down the field. Jake's arm's a noodle. They can say what they want. Flacco's arm is not a noodle. At 40 years old, he can still.
He can spin it.
So I mean, you got some deep threats in Jamar and T. He's going to try it. He's going to push the ball there, and I think you're going to get some plays out of that. You're going to get some PIs out of it. You're going
that's
to get
the big
some
thing,
stuff.
right?
Yeah. The question is, I saw this article down. I don't know if you read it. You probably didn't because I think you were out. It's pretty rough on the Bengals. It was on, I think it's The Athletic. You know, it's an unnamed source, you know, but I think it was Diana Rossini, who's certainly reputable, right? So on The Athletic, she talked to either a former Chiefs person or a current or something tied to him. They said, look what the Chiefs have done since 2021. The Bengals beat them. They've revamped their defense 3 times, kept the 2 or 3 main stars, and drafted heavy and did really well. The Bengals stayed with the same, and look what happened to them. I was like, you know what? It's a pretty damn good point. And now they're trying to shuffle it, and it's kind of too late, right? Now you're kind of in misery. and Steelers just went up. So, you know, I think
That game is over.
yeah, game's over. So you just think about them, how they run the franchise, though. That's where we talked about it on the last show. Like, oh, he wants to win. Okay, will they change it? Will Joe make him change it? All that kind of stuff. So
Joe ain't gonna
TBD.
make him change it because he loves Zach. It's not gonna be up to Joe. I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. That's
I've listened to too many
what's he
press
going to say?
conferences.
What's he going to say?
Don't say nothing. I mean, he's pretty good with his words. Just don't say anything.
Yeah, I think
I like it when we disagree a little bit.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's nice.
I don't think that's the case. I think
I don't disagree with you. It's just that I think there's a fine line with it. Like it can't. We can't sit here and say that Jake Browning was missing wide open guys, and then sit there and destroy Zach because it's his offense that these guys are wide open, and Jake's the one that's missing them. Um, I mean, he has input. Don't get me wrong on a lot of these draft picks or whatever, but I've heard him say multiple times that it comes down to Duke Tobin that has the last say. Now, the Burton draft pick, that was a third-round pick. That is an absolute
it's horrible.
Zach. He wanted it. You sent him pound the table. You knew he wanted that guy. Horrible. That there's so many Carter. Like third-round picks should be almost starting, if not right away, at least second, third year. They should be like big contributors to your offense or defense, and they're not getting it. They're whiffing, but other teams whiff too. Belichick in his last 2-3 years did not draft well at all. So I mean, there can be a crapshoot when it comes to this stuff. So I don't know that's why. I mean, this guy took, and we can say Joe whatever, but this offensive line was horrible in 21, and they almost won the freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was the worst offensive line in the league. I mean,
Yeah, it was awful.
it was putrid.
And we talk about winning, winning, winning. Well, I mean, honestly, that's all Zach's done here with really not that good a roster. Granted, Joe Burrow fell in their lap. I get it. Chase fell in their lap. Well, you know what? He's working what he's got, and I think he's good enough. I just wish he would just say, "Let me be the head coach. Let's get a coordinator that can call the plays. Let's get a defensive coordinator who's going to be aggressive and try to build these guys and do the things that we need to do to get back to the freaking playoffs." I mean, just be the head coach.
Yep.
Because they love him in the locker room. They respect him, maybe to a fault, because I think a lot of that comes down to how soft he can be when it comes to training camp and different things. Like, they always say, well, he respects our body and he does this and that to keep us ready and whatever. Well, I mean, he may need to be a little bit more aggressive that way, but I mean, I don't know. I'm trying just to be positive because this is what we got. Because I don't think he's going anywhere. Because they're going to look at it and say, well, the reason why we lost what we lost because we lost the best quarterback in football. Plain and simple. You lose the best quarterback in football that you're paying $50 million a year to, you're probably going to suck. And that's what's happening.
Did they make the playoffs last year?
They did not.
How bad did they look at the first half of the season? How bad did they look week one?
I'm just telling you what they're going to do. Yeah. This is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to say.
They can say what they want, but and then when they're not winning a championship 5 years
there's going to be an excuse every year.
There always is. Every team's got an excuse.
I mean, just like last year, who they fire? They fired Lou.
That's my point. They've already made that move, though. And once you do that, that means the clock's, typically speaking, once you do that, you're on the clock.
It just won't be this year. I promise you it won't be this year.
It may not, and that doesn't mean it's right. It's stupid because they are stupid, and that's why they've never won a championship. And
I won't disagree with that. I wish they would be more aggressive with contracts.
Trade deadline.
I wish they would be more aggressive with all that shit instead of waiting and losing $20 million per player, because they wait too long. Yep. All that is what, but where that's Zach's fault, it's not.
They're both bad. It's not an and or. Everybody wants to make it an and or. It's both. It's an and, not an or. And like you think about, like from a parent standpoint, to be ridiculous. You got two teenagers who have one parent. They say we respect our parents because they let us run around and do whatever the fuck we want. Sorry. Or you have kids later that say respect my parents because they gave me discipline. Now I'm successful. He's not the discipline. So of course they respect him and do whatever the hell they want. If they really respected him, they would show up on Sunday and they wouldn't have 58 unforced errors, 29 false starts,
But they
stupid
usually
penalties.
see that's the thing. They're usually really disciplined. 21, 22, and 23. I mean, they were one of the least penalized teams in the NFL. They got all these young kids now, all these new coaches. It's just, and I understand what you're saying. Like
Sloppy.
it
Sloppy
has
from
been
week
super
1,
sloppy since I
week
understand
2,
that.
week 3, week 4, every single year. You put yourself behind the 8 ball. That's the coach. He is not the offensive coordinator. I heard what you said, and that's what the defenders say to him. He is not the offensive coordinator. He is the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, responsible for every aspect. So when they play stupid, they make stupid penalties. They do everything else.
That's on him.
It's on him. And all he wants to do is pat him on the ass and tell him how much he loves them. That doesn't win football games, and it's not going to. And you know they got. I don't think it was luck. I mean, it kind of was maybe. They got hot in 21. It was fun. We loved it. 22, I thought that was a legitimate team, but they had some holes in too. But like I said then, and I'll say it now,
Every team has holes.
He doesn't know how to coach a championship level team, and Duke doesn't know how to draft for a championship team. And everyone in that building, not one person in that building, has championship pedigree experience to know what to do in that situation. It's one thing to grow from 4 wins to 8 wins, or to get in there when you draft a quarterback. First thing you do is protect the quarterback. First thing they've mishandled every single aspect in the front office and coaching, and it's cost them games. And
the front office has been what it is. I mean, it's not good. I said it. I think, and you said it. You've said it multiple times. If Duke was fired, he would not be hired as a GM somewhere.
Zach wouldn't.
He would not be, and Zach wouldn't be the head coach. But I don't think that's a detriment to him. I think he hasn't been put in some of the situations because I mean he's not going to throw the organization under the bus. He's just not going to do it. But I guarantee he goes on when he talks to his wife. He's like, man, I wish they'd do this. I wish they'd do this. Guaranteed.
I think he's heavily involved in it because I think everything there's no direct line of responsibility on anything. It's all kumbaya, which we led one episode off of. Oh, what do you think, Zach? Oh, what do you think? Now, when they make the pick, they're all pounding the table, as you said. They're all happy. They're all excited. You know, and I'm sitting back here. This is not hindsight for me in terms of the players they picked. You know, like I said, I said when we were down there, you know, Joe's that year they went, like I would have fired him immediately. You know, I would have when I win the treasure pot, I'm having the treasure that is Joe Burrow. I'm bringing people in to know how to operate and handle a treasure. They didn't do it.
They didn't do that.
And they're paying a price.
They didn't do that.
But you know, I don't think it's over elevated. Probably so, honestly. It's kind of like I'm not saying he's Michael Jordan because he's not Burrow in terms of comparing to the NFL. But when you think what you could do if you're the Bulls. You know, you get like Jerry Krause got more flack, but he just didn't sit around.
Flacco.
You know what he did? He went and got Horace Grant. He traded for Cartwright.
Robin.
But he knew what the treasure was. He could have sat back and on his fat ass, and he was, and won 50, 60 games a year with Jordan. They probably never won a championship without Phil and all those guys. And that's what they're doing with Joe. That's my point. You could have had somebody that just sits around. Like, if Joe's healthy, they're going to win 7, 8, 9 games a year. But guess what? You and I could too with him coaching him. Who couldn't?
100%.
There's not a coach in the NFL. You put Stefanski with Burrow in that team, what do you think they're doing offensively?
Probably
as good, if not better.
If that's good enough.
You put Vrabel on that team.
But then they were still, top 3, top 5 last year offense. I mean, it's just tough to sit here and say how good they are offensively, and we thought we was going to have it this year. Joe goes out, and then it's went to shit. So we don't, the blame falls on management and coaching. I understand all that.
Especially week 1. Look how bad they were, right?
It wasn't good.
They don't even deserve to be 2 and 3 right now, honestly.
I mean, somewhere like you pointed out something. It's a great conversation too, by the way.
Yeah.
You pointed out something the other day. We are. So you mentioned something the other day about, and I went back and looked because I wanted to see it, where there was multiple guys and multiple plays in the same spot. I guarantee it wasn't drew up that way.
Probably not. No.
You know what I mean?
You talking about offensively or
defensively? Yeah, offensively.
Yeah, it's not.
That those are player mistakes. So somewhere along the line we have to start making the players accountable. Maybe they are putting them in the right spot, but then players aren't doing the job that they're told to do. So We don't know. We're not in the building. We're not on the field. We have no freaking clue. And maybe they're not teaching it properly.
I just don't think they're stern enough. I don't think they drill like you've seen it like Derrick Henry, who we both don't like. But what's he doing walking around with the football all the time? It's ridiculous. Like that movie, whatever it is. Like, so when teams do that, like the hard nosed coaches, like a Vrabel, like he's giving Stevenson a pass a little bit, but you know what he's doing in practice? He's all over him, right? Screaming at him. Like he took it too far. The Arizona coach, Zach's not going to do that. It's okay, buddy. I believe in you. You know, you saw what Pratt did. He took it too far too with Osai, right? They don't like that's part of it too. They don't have that guys there, and Zach's not it. So when you don't have a coach that think of what Jimmy Johnson.
I think they take the persona of their head coach, right?
Oh, they do. I mean,
in a lot of situations.
I've mentioned more so, like Parcells and all those guys. Like Jimmy Johnson doesn't come across that much because most people that know Jimmy Johnson now, he's retired, but it was from Fox where he's friendly and all that. He was rougher in many ways in practice, more so than Parcells and all that. If he had what's going on with the Bengals, all those penalties and stuff, he'd run there. I mean, he would be so hard on him, right? And he would say it. I think you got to have that sometimes, right? And they just don't. Zach's not going to be that. And if he was, he'd be faking it. That's just not who he is.
I don't know if that would make him better, though.
I do. I think when you're
do you really
concentrate on fundamentals all the time.
Well, but the yelling and screaming and I don't know if that would make him better.
I don't know.
I mean, in today's age with all these young kids where they wasn't coached up like that in college, they're only going to know what they're used to. And they come to the NFL and they got this older guy yelling and screaming all the time. I just don't know. The society has changed so much with that kind of thing, with how these kids are brought up. I mean, and remember, they're one of the, probably top 10 youngest teams in the league.
They're young.
So, I mean, you get all these kids, and I say kids, 20 to 24, 25. They're just starting in life. And you've got to be able to guide them, but they are only used to what they're used to. And what they're used to is a little bit of being babied, right? Like they,
oh, absolutely.
Not
every college though.
Not every.
You look at even Day, who I've been hard on, right?
He's tough.
But you look what he's done now since he's became head coach and not the offense coordinator. Like I told you, we talked about it.
I totally
he was
agree
all over
100%
Julian.
with that.
Like Sayin's young.
Yeah.
He didn't make a turnover early in the year. I don't think it's a Texas. It might have been.
I think he's going to be a player, dude.
Oh, Julian's big time. So he doesn't read it right. He comes over and chews him like no tomorrow.
It's a little different doing that to pros.
It is, but the expectation's more for them too, though, right? Like they're just doing stupid stuff on a weekly basis, and when they do, that's on the coach.
I agree.
There is no way to
I don't disagree with any of that.
stiffen that up.
He's got to do better. He said he's got to do better.
Fluke touchdown by Jacksonville.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think he's catching. He doesn't do that until he catches a little heat, right? I don't think he's being authentic. I think, he hears all the talk and everything else, and
I think he has been authentic. I don't think Zach's like that. I really don't. I think he's a great guy. I think
he's got a little bit of the rabbit ears right now, and I get it. I would too. He's anywhere else. He's not sort of on the hot seat. He's directly.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Because they're not losing 20-17 on a last second field goal. They're losing historically bad fashion 3 weeks in a row.
And it comes down to whose call it was to keep Jake. But here's the thing. I said it. I thought he was at least good enough to keep him around 500. I ain't nobody, but I think a lot of people thought that he was good enough to do that. He's been horrible. Yeah, absolutely horrible.
Way worse than I thought he'd be. I can't imagine anybody thought he'd be that bad. But I didn't go up and stomp on the podium and say he's my guy. I believe in him.
No.
That's what Zach did. And
no.
When you do that, like when you go out on the what's that called?
The limb.
The what? Limb?
When you go out on
the plank. I'm thinking like a pirate. When you walk yourself out on the plank, arg, and you're out on the plank and you keep pushing it farther and you're saying, look at me, I believe in Jake Browning, then you're going to get the arrows. If you just say, hey, we're going to work on things, we're going to get better, you're not going to get as much heat. And he does that for a reason, I think, because he's trying to build
basically
Jake up.
He's not a good coach because you need to keep his mouth shut.
Well, it's not only that. That's one of
the because that's all he's got. That's what they gave him. He doesn't have anything else.
I think what I'm saying is I think he firmly believes in Jake Browning, and that's on him. He
actually didn't play bad in 23.
He did all right. But that's 2 years ago, dude.
That's a long time to not play football.
And
I think that's a lot of it.
we watched him in practice. That was awful.
It was awful. He's got a noodle arm.
And he sees
he
that.
does not have an NFL arm.
Zach sees that every day. That's my thing. Like, come on.
But he also sees leadership and how he takes accountability. And I mean, I don't know.
And guess what?
We can sit here and do this shit all day long.
There's a lot of nice guys out there.
There is.
There's a lot of nice guys that'll jump into an MMA
There's
gym.
a lot of pricks that lose too.
There's a lot of nice guys that'll jump into an MMA gym and you say, wow, he's a leader and he works hard, but you know he's going to get his ass kicked when he fights, right? So it's, I mean, to theorize that he didn't really believe in Jake and he wanted someone else and it's this Duke, I don't believe that at all. I believe that's on him. And I believe he had the call there. I think he's got some power there.
I think we can agree that there needs to be some changes.
Big time, but they're not going to do it. They're probably not
and they're not going to do it. There's too many things that went wrong.
If they just keep playing like this.
We also never freaking believed that Joe Flacco would be starting for the Cincinnati Bengals either.
But
who freaking knows, I guess.
If it continues like it has, he's going to get fired.
If they lose 2 and whatever.
Or they win 4 games.
I will agree with that. And I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't.
That schedule's tough. They might beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not very good. I mean, I don't care what happens today. I mean,
their defense is playing a little bit better, so
maybe it's the hatred of Pittsburgh creeping in here.
Mm-hmm.
But even if they lose bad today, that Thursday night game, I still think they can win that game.
I do too.
But we'll see. I guess I'm
Give
sure.
Flacco another week, and not even really a week, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
That's about all it is.
It's going to be interesting. I'm curious how he's going to do though.
I am too.
I'm certainly more excited about this game with him in there than I am Jake. Right? So
for sure.
Somebody can throw the ball down the field and push the ball. Patriots up in the 25-16.
Yep,
Rams throwing out Baltimore. Arizona. Survivor League. Uncle Terry is in hot water. Chargers up 26-13 at Miami. There's another coach that's probably going to hit the road. So
Dallas is up 24-20.
Yeah, Jacksonville's kind of coming back. Yeah, but Carolina's driving. So, the Browns can't move the ball. That's an interesting topic with the Browns. As we talk about that, like Stefanski's, they're all over him, right? That's a guy I think you can defend a little bit. I don't think he should have been 2-time coach of the year, personally. But I guess that's neither here nor there. But you look what they did to him with the Watson stuff. Now, how much was he involved? I think it was purely the owner. But the fact that the GM and Andrew Barry and him are still employed, it's pretty amazing how bad they've been.
Pretty amazing.
But if he hits the open road, I would all but guarantee he'd get a head coaching job, Stefanski.
Yes,
I think
agree,
he would.
100%.
I think he's not my kind of coach because he's a little bit like that guy that was in San Diego where they just look at a spreadsheet all the time and make their rulings or whatever. So Green Bay, let's get to the field. We've talked about enough of that. The challenge today, from defenses, it's a big time challenge because Jordan Love, like you said, their offensive line's banged up. But Love can sling it. He's mobile.
He can.
The receivers are good. Their tight ends are really good. But Josh Jacobs, right, he's going to be a bear today. That guy is. And, that's, you got 2 cases there at Green Bay. They went and got Parsons, and they went and got Jacobs. They're trying to do what? Win a ring. They may not.
But they're trying.
They might. But that's 2 integral pieces of their team right now. So I don't know. How many points do you think the Packers scored today or whereabouts? We're going to do our actual picks on here in a second. We'll do a parlay too. So you think they slow them down at all?
I took the Bengals plus 14 is what I got them. So I guess if they scored 28, I'm guessing 28. So I picked the Bengals to cover. So maybe 28, 20.
A lot of points in the NFL. That's a lot. That's a big spread, man. Like that's a big spread. That's a big spread. You're not going to. You won't see that.
And Vegas couldn't do nothing once the trade happened. That they wasn't going to move that 5 or 6 points.
Well, they don't really move it. It's the bets that come in move it, right? And what do they call it?
But people ain't.
No, they don't believe in it.
They don't believe in it,
especially on a short time frame.
I said the same thing. It's going to be ugly. You just got to hope something happens that we haven't seen. And I think it comes with good offensive line play, good defensive line play, and to be able to run the ball just a little bit.
They need it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
actually,
tough.
no. Actually, today they need to be able to run the ball. I mean, let's face it. They need to be able to. Yes. Yeah, they got to run at him. Shit. I mean,
that's how you beat him.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but
yeah.
I mean, he's an adequate run defender, right? He's not, but pass rush wise, he's gonna. It's a big challenge. I mean, if you're looking at the team and you're evaluating them, which is going to be a part of it the rest of the season, like Mims, that's a big challenge for him today. It's the best he's
Yep.
faced by far.
Yep. He said it was the
Derek came
toughest
over there a
day
couple of
last year.
times on him, but what's that?
He said it was the toughest guy he faced last year against Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. And as we've said in Zach Taylor's tenure, I've said it repeatedly in person and before we did a podcast. There's not a team in the history of the world that will let one guy beat them on defense like the Cincinnati Bengals. Ever, right?
Yeah.
So he could be dominating. Oh, we're not going to double. Maybe we'll put Drew Sample in there. He does love Drew. So, offensively, I've heard it. We talked about, the offensive line. Can they keep? I think Flacco's going to get rid of the ball, and they're going to say, wow, look how the offensive line blocked for him today. I might be wrong on this, but I don't think that's really it. I think he'll just get rid of the ball. And it may get ugly. There might be some early pressures and all that. But offensively, they need Chase Brown to show up and block for him, but I don't think they'll be able to. I think Carolina just took the lead. I think that's a challenge. Lost money last year, the year before, betting on Dallas versus Carolina. Looks like it's about to happen again.
What we got?
Oh, they took a lead. And Indy just tied it.
It's still third quarter, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of time. Indy just tied it. Indiana Jones is playing his tail off, 24 all. Tell you, that's, sometimes with a quarterback like that, it's just, getting in the right system, right? Like, he's healthy. Daniel Jones, Indianapolis, he's playing well. So, pretty interesting. Wonder if Mark Sanchez is watching. He got out of jail, I think. So, I think he's still in Indy. Crazy story. Crazy story. So, yeah, it's a big task. Even if Joe's healthy and things are going well, this game was a tough one. I don't care. You're living in a dream world if you think they're just going. I don't care how healthy they were. Green Bay is.
They're tough.
And they have not played like it the last 2 weeks. Touchdown Jacksonville. They came off an upset loss to the Browns, right? And then they tied the Cowboys, and now they're coming off a bye week, right? And that's not a good recipe. And the idiotic NFL scheduling. The Browns are coming off playing overseas. Pittsburgh's coming off a bye. That can't happen.
Yeah.
How do they let that happen? You're a billion. Just amazing. So, yeah, that game looks over for the Browns. The Steelers got a chance to open up some gap here. That's not something I thought we'd be saying this, week 6 of the NFL. So it's a big challenge today. So what's your final score pick? Green Bay, Bengals, in Lambeau Field. Kevin Harlan and Trent Green on the call today. Good announcing crew. I'm glad we got a good one for a change. So
I joked around there before we left the other night and said I was taking the Bengals, blah, blah, blah. I am not taking the Bengals. I'm going to say probably 28-17. And it probably isn't that close. They probably get a garbage, like it's 28-10, 31-10. They get something. So I'll say 28-17 Green Bay.
Okay. So you got the Bengals covering. I thought about this a lot. Somebody asked me what I was going to pick. I told them I just didn't really know yet. But I think it's going to be Green Bay, like 34-17, something like that. I don't know that it'll look that bad the whole game, but I think they'll just give up and kind of get trounced. And I think Green Bay covers, unfortunately. So hope I'm wrong, but I think there'll be some moments, glimpses early with Flacco and stuff like that. But like you said, man, that's give him a lot of credit because he's played a long time and all that. But that's a whole new. He doesn't know the timing of these guys, and he's gonna make some plays because they can make some plays, right? That's what we talk about designing an offense. And you got Chase and T; they're going to get open. I don't care how bad you are designing an offense. They're going to get open because they are who they are. That's why you paid them that much, right? So I think they'll make some plays early and they'll get, but I think the running game with Jacobs just wears them down, and I think they're going to control the time of possession we talked about. It changed up.
And field position.
Yeah, field position. It changed up a little bit in the Detroit game, but really time possession has been awful the last few weeks, and it was awful in the Cleveland game. It's been awful all season.
Yeah, you got to get you got to convert third down.
When you can't run the ball, man, it's tough.
If you're third and long all the damn time, you're not going to convert third down. So time possession is going to be messed up, and then field position is going to be out of whack. And I mean, they've got. I mean, I don't know how many times they got the ball inside their 20 last week. They just got, and they was at home. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just bad.
Hard to watch. I don't know what the reaction will be, if they do get smacked today. But Pittsburgh just scored again. DK Metcalf, this game's getting out of control. Stefanski's name's going to be even more in the hot seat. So, you're getting that time of year, right? You saw the move in. The Bengals are never going to be a team that.
Rodgers playing pretty well.
He is. That's a good
throw. That's a pretty good throw right there.
And he's upright right now, right? And they protect him. They're going to. They can sort of run the ball, right? And like you said, their defense is actually starting to play a little bit better. I don't know if it's competition, maybe, but
Maybe a little.
yeah, it's probably today. It certainly is. But
Certainly.
ooh, as we watch the game, so we're gonna do a 14 parlay of the three of the what is there? What did we say? 3 4 o'clock games.
And
You got
then
the Sunday night game. You got 2 Monday night
and
games. So
Monday
we'll
night.
pick from them. So we'll rotate. And next week we'll be doing a tailgate edition again live Thursday night. We'll either be at Hilltop. We're still deciding. I'm traveling, so I don't know if I can get back and do stuff. But we will do a live tailgate version here at BTD Studios or Hilltop Studios, if you want to call it that, for the night game versus the Pittsburgh Squealers, who we both hate. We all hate them.
Hate them.
Love to see them knock their ass out next week. It's going to be tough, though. So, all right, Steve Boy, you can go first.
I'm going to take our Cincinnati Bengals plus 14.
Plus 14. The Bengals plus 14. Raiders got Bowers is out and everyone else, and that's a 3.5 point game. But Tennessee coming off, I don't know. I'm taking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Looks like Mac Jones is going to be under center. He's banged up. I like the Buccaneers minus 3.5. You got the Monday night games too, so you don't have to pick
Right.
Tennessee if you don't.
I'm going to go Detroit plus 2.5.
Detroit, man, I hope so, Bill.
I do too.
That's the thing. Like, there is a saving grace if this season keeps up for the Bengals, but the Ravens get slaughtered and Chiefs get slaughtered, and maybe Pittsburgh gets knocked out early in the playoffs.
What sucks is they get freaking higher picks too.
Yeah, I know. Well, Baltimore's good at drafting. Like, they're really good. Cowboys.
Yeah, if they get like top picks every round.
So it's my pick. I want to comment real quick. Here's a case of what it means to be smart. George Pickens is unbelievable. Did you see that catch earlier today?
If he
where he
wasn't
jumped over a guy?
an idiot, I seen it. He's an idiot, but yeah.
If he wasn't, he's probably a top 5 receiver in the league. Look at this. That dude's a freak. That play he made early, but he still held the ball out in one hand, almost fumbled it because he's a goof. But
yeah, we're probably gonna get flagged on this episode.
yeah, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh messed up probably, right? Couldn't handle him.
Yeah. Well, DK's played well too.
Yes. Imagine having both, though. They had them both.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, Buffalo and Atlanta 4. That's a tough one. I think Bijan's going to run it down. The Bears and Commanders.
Bills got to have a letdown sometime, don't they?
Well, they lost last week.
Well, true.
Yeah,
True.
so they'll be geared up. Plus, they had extra rest.
I think I like the Washington minus at home 5.5.
Bears played them tight last time. Bears are a better team. I'm going Chicago plus 5.5. There's our 4.5.
Okay, there's our 4.
I'm gonna bet 15 on it to win $193.
It's making me log in because it's
Of course, you turned your head for 5 seconds. You got to log back in.
Yep.
That's what they do. So yeah, so hang in there, Bengals fans. Either way, you got games, got plenty of games left. Division, like we talked about, is really still winnable, even though if you lose today and then, like we talked about, you got the draft, you got all kinds of stuff going on. Some big games down the road. Bad throw by Dak. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I can say this with absolute certainty. Neither one of us thought we'd be here, and neither one of us are happy we're here. Far from it, but that's how it goes.
yes.
And the Miami Dolphins. You can never count out the Miami Dolphins. As Chris Berman used to say about the Buffalo Bills, nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
I will bet 15 to win
15.
193.39.
That's what I got. So we got the same thing. McLaurin is out for Washington. Noah Brown's out. So kind of a lot of injuries. I mean, the injuries are piling up, man. Chargers, golly, that's amazing. They're still. I tell you what, I honestly think the Chargers are the best team in the AFC West if they get healthy, right?
Yeah.
So no cakewalk for the Chiefs if all of those guys get healthy. So, and Denver's still winning. So, all right, Steve Boy, we did it. We talked.
We did.
We chatted.
Yeah, we did.
We drank.
We did.
We bet.
Blah.
We bet. We're probably not going to win our bets. We never do win a parlay.
We've won one.
On our bets, I won a lot of parlays. But yeah, on our bets, it's hard to do. It's parlays. They're parlays for a reason, right? So, looks like
Come on,
Cooper
Dallas.
Rush is out of there.
Is he?
I don't know what happened there. All right, keep joining in with us. Spread the word. We're up to 13,000 followers are right there. YouTube, BTD podcast. Bengals, you're here. We also be on Spotify. We might try to do the next episode so we get on Spotify as well. Maybe we can do the episode a little earlier. We'll see. If we're at the game, we won't be able to. If we're here, we could maybe get it up so people can listen to it before the game, so it's just not YouTube. We'll figure that out. It's not going to be a problem throughout the season because, if it's a Sunday game, it's not a big deal. because we'll do 2 episodes. But when it's a Thursday game, that's kind of our regular slot. So kind of combining the regular episode, whatever we call that.
It's a weird scheduled week. So it is what it is.
Yeah. That all changes. Got some tough opponents coming up. So thanks for joining us. Take us home, Steve Boy.
Also, traffic, stay to the right. Peace out.